And Jihan.
Guys, it's episode 13 now. Uh, oh man, it's been a crazy ride. 12 episodes, not bad, not bad at all.
Yeah, honestly, not bad indeed. It's been quite a journey. And thank you so much for sticking around with us if you're still here. Like, it means a lot to us, and we're very, very grateful and humbled by your presence. So, thank you. And so, let's kick off episode 13, G.
Yeah,
Today's topic is going to be a rather interesting one. It's something that's ongoing and current with certain times, or with these times. I was scrolling through Twitter, it came up to me, and it just started a whole rabbit hole of going through, searching up things on the internet, and here we are to talk about it.
even
So, yeah.
even does uh, even does to do this thing where when you find something particularly fascinating, one click is all it takes, and he ends up on a 5-day adventure. Like looking through the deepest, darkest corners of the
Yeah,
internet.
I did not end up with 80 tabs open on three different windows trying to get, trying discovering new things. Oh god.
Anyway, back to the
Yes.
topic. What what are you gonna talk about today, Ewan?
Okay, so I'll try to do this with the flow, right? So here's me lying down on the bed back behind there and scrolling through Twitter, and all of a sudden I see a name trending on social media, and I'm like, huh, this is interesting. The name is Sugu Pavithra. I'm sure you've come across her name as well. G?
Oh, I thought you were talking to I
Oh,
thought you were
no,
talking
no,
to
no.
our listeners.
No,
Whoa.
no.
Yes. I've seen her name a lot on Twitter, on Instagram, bunch of websites, nst.com, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Even WhatsApp forward messages. Oh. Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, so interestingly, I was going through Twitter, and I started seeing her name being on like the trending page, and then I started reading up a bit, scrolling through, getting a bit more information, and I found out that she's a YouTuber. She's a YouTuber that started a channel around the end of January this year, and her videos are primarily cooking videos that are done in our national language, Bahasa Melayu. So she does these home style videos of mostly Indian recipes, and but even other recipes. I even remember seeing some of jelly like agar agar and stuff. But yeah, primarily it's Indian cooking recipes that are done in Bahasa Melayu, and she has struck uh, fortune in a certain sense, in where she was recognized for all of her videos and her content by even the prime minister himself like a few days ago. Honestly amazing. She has hit a perfect niche, being able to make a Malaysian Indian lady making YouTube videos in Bahasa Melayu. Name another, it's perfect. But here's the thing, right? So when I first found out about her, uh, like I before, right, even before I even told Jian about her and everything, like before we discussed it, immediately what followed up with that was the backlash that she's been getting. Just so much information and articles on the internet with all sorts of criticism and condemns that she's been getting from a small community. Unfortunately to say, even our own community, the Indian community, has been giving her a bit of backlash, with some really stupid arguments. I can't help but be blunt about it here. It's some saying there were some videos that had comments saying that why wasn't she making her content in pure Tamil? Why is she making them in BM? Why is she throwing out so-called Indian recipes out there for the world to see? Instead of preserving it, or whatever dumb logic that is. And her response has always been very simple and optimistic. So kudos to Sugu for that. Someone suggested that why didn't she make her content in Tamil, and her response was simply that because she's a Malaysian and she would like to make content that appealed and reached out to all of our citizens here. And honestly, that's something to be very proud of. And shout out to Sugu for that.
That's actually beautiful, the
Yeah.
fact that she doesn't see lines between the Indian community and the Malay community, or between all of the communities in Malaysia. She simply wants to make content that everybody in Malaysia can appreciate, or if anybody who understands Bahasa Melayu
Yeah.
can appreciate. And she it doesn't matter to me like what language she does it in. It's that she wants to showcase her talents in cooking,
Yeah.
and people who want to appreciate it, go ahead. People who don't want to are the people who will go around making negative comments, and these are the kinds of people who we need to just ignore, you know.
Yeah, honestly, that's the thing. There's a bunch of videos. Even some other YouTube videos that I saw that often discuss trying to estimate her income and sort of that, and go in depth of all these controversies that's been surrounding her. But honestly, I see that and I just, like you said, the best thing to do is just ignore it. Like, why are we focusing on the negativity of it? She's doing amazing things, and yeah.
I mean, if they're doing it out of the interest for the sake of financial analytics, great, fine, do your thing. But to the people who do this just to, like, I don't know what they do this for, like,
It's
in the words
kepochi
of
lah. It's
in the words of Amma, I'm gonna quote unquote here, வேற வேலையே இல்லையா உங்களுக்கு?
it's absolutely insane lah. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But anyway, like let's not focus on the negativity here. Let's talk about the good things that she's doing. She does this amazing content, and I was watching a bunch of her videos, and she's a very humble lady, very down to earth. You can tell it by her demeanor. Beautiful, beautiful soul. And here's the thing, right? I was watching a few of her videos, G, and on the suggestion page, there was a bunch of other suggestions on a page called Indian Cooking Channel, and I clicked on it, right? Here's where things got very interesting. So I started watching one video. One video led to like 10 other videos, and in the midst of binge watching all of these cooking channels, I discovered a certain pattern that the channel follows. So Indian Cooking Channel is a channel based in India, run by a family of farmers who are into agriculture. They harvest wheat, they harvest rice, pretty much, right? And so I was watching a bit of the videos, and just to give some context, the eldest brother in the family is the cameraman, and all the men, even the whole family actually, gathers together to cook meals in not your average small portion for four, but rather portions for 50s and hundreds here. And they serve interestingly the old folks homes. So the pattern that I found was that there were other YouTube channels that did the same thing in different parts of India. There were some channels that the videos were in Tamil. There were some channels that the videos were in Malayalam, were in Telugu, and in different districts in India, people were starting up YouTube channels, cooking food and getting the views and the YouTube AdSense money, and to continue making content and directing that money to old folks' homes and feeding people. It suddenly got me thinking about, like, hey, for somebody who just makes content, home style videos, like just puts out content, that for us to just stream it on our devices for the mere entertainment of it, but for it to be reflected in so much more, to come back to give back to the community in so many more folds, that villages in India that are often just overlooked by just due to the mass population that they have there, to be able to help them has been absolutely, like, I love their content. Sometimes I just let the videos play in the background just to give them the more watch time and the views that they truly deserve.
Actually insane how, like you mentioned much earlier, how there is a platform where like YouTube, where you can post your videos, you can showcase what you do, whether it be talent, whether it be a story, whatever, and it allows for people to generate a kind of revenue and use that revenue for the benefit of other people as well. It's insane that these people are very communal. They cook
Yeah.
for all people in that village, and whatever revenue they get, they used to
Yeah.
help the same people who need that, who need the simple basic need, which is great for us, because although they are far away, we in some way can help them,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's amazing, like given that there are so many countless like foundations and organizations that do their best to help the communities, the small communities that are often overlooked on by the government and everything. Seeing them themselves, villages themselves, taking the moves, taking the actions, like, hey, I'm going to do something about this, like I'm going to like invest in a invest the camera, or even use their phones, make content, and to have it come back to them manifold, it's amazing lah. Even, yeah, I found that was the thing when I saw Sugu's channel, and then following up with the Indian cooking channel, seeing people, just people like you and me, going out there doing something, and how Sugu, for in her instance, her has changed her family's life, pretty much, like she's given so much attention that she well deserves. And seeing the Indian cooking channel that pretty much changes an entire community, an entire village. I even saw a video that they built a school in the village. Like, think about the long term outcomes that could come of this, out of a simple idea of putting out content out there and being able to educate a village, bring it out of poverty. It's
That'll truly be something. That truly
yeah,
is something, and
fingers
it
crossed.
hope to see more of this happening. It's insane to think that you don't need much to express. I
Yeah,
mean, you have YouTube. I mean, of course, this comes with a bit of privilege context that I have access to the internet, and I have a phone and things to record. What I'm saying is that you don't need technology that's overly like overly spec. You don't need a
yeah,
whole ass camera. Like you
yeah,
need you need a simple camera. Take for example Sugu, right? She the whole idea of her videos of her cooking is so simple. It's just a
yeah,
simple recording, and I think it's her husband that helps her record, if I'm not wrong.
yeah, yeah. I think you're right.
Husband, and like you mentioned earlier, her neighbor was the one who helped her set it all up,
Yeah,
and it's very simple. It doesn't take a lot for you to showcase your talent or whatever you want to showcase, long as you have the passion and the enthusiasm to do so.
yeah,
And so this is me calling out to you guys, to people who have something they want to express, people who want to express but are secretly blocking themselves or not
hesitant
allowing
to.
them to. Yeah. Take a chance. You never know what lies ahead of you. Just take a shot. Like, even for Yuvern and I, this podcast is basically that. We just want to showcase the things that we learn along the way,
Yeah,
and our journey through life, just two best friends experiencing life as we go along. And that's really what our podcast is about. And we will take any opportunity to improve or to better ourselves through this
yeah,
podcast, and to express ourselves through this podcast. So if you
yeah.
have if you have a shot, take it.
Yeah, honestly, like we said earlier, so it's not about being negative about it. It's not about focusing on the negative, because even for someone as genuine as Sugu, you can see the kind of unnecessary backlash that she gets from a community that is like, why, but honestly, the best thing you can do is just don't give them the attention that they want. That's why they're doing it, but just ignore it as well as you can. But it's a beautiful thing that you brought up this podcast and everything. Like, yeah, it just started off as an idea, but honestly, the reason why we do it is nothing more than just doing some. It's because then just doing it for the sake that we want to do so. We didn't really think. It's not really a long thought process or whatever. It was just like, hey, we want to do this, we're doing it like now. And the support that we're getting, it absolutely humbles us, because we did it for ourselves, but to see people outside of us enjoying the content, it's absolutely very, very humbling. And likewise, just to counter something with you, I was watching Cadlia's story. Shout out to Cat, the other day, and I saw she was talking about something. She was vlogging or something like that. And towards the end of a video, she says a message to her listeners, and it actually got to me. It was for the people who do things and who feel inferior to their friends who are going out there and trying out new things. Like right now, even us, like we are seeing so many of our friends putting out content, doing new things, showcasing themselves on social media and everything. But her message was rather to the small portion of people who aren't inclined to doing so, who aren't inclined to putting themselves out there, who end up feeling like they aren't doing anything productive with their lives just because they're not showcasing themselves in any way. So to you, I'm just going to record what Kat said. It's not about doing, like, putting yourself out there per se, but it's merely just doing what you want to do. It's not holding yourself back from doing what you want to do. It doesn't matter if you want the rest of the world to see it or if you just want to do it for yourself. All that matters is that you don't stop yourself from doing what it is you want to do, even if it's merely painting for the joy of it. It could be anything at all, but you don't need to feel like you aren't doing anything useful, because it's not about that. It's about you being yourself, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Yeah, you absolutely you could not have said that better. The, being expressive of your emotions, being in touch with yourself, does not necessarily mean you have to express them in any way. It just so happens that social media is a platform that makes it easier for a lot of people to do that. And on even on social media, there are going to be people who like you, people who don't like. Take this. I keep going back to Sugu Pavithra, but she's doing something genuinely nice. Like, she wants to share her love of cooking with the world, and she's doing just that. And still there are people who are like, oh, why is she doing this? Why is she not doing this in Tamil? Why are you sharing the secrets of Indian recipes with other people? Blah blah blah. Like,
Yeah,
why? I don't get why they have to first of all be so possessive over Indian recipes. We're not hiding anything. This is something. Knowledge is something that does not belong to you. Knowledge is something that should be universal.
exactly.
The biggest knowledge, all the deepest knowledge and secrets, as my appa always says, should be left on the streets for anyone to grab. There should
Yeah.
not be anything that's exclusive to anyone. And
Exactly. If
it's
knowledge
something
was
I
not
believe in.
meant to be shared, what is it? Like the whole idea is, even like let's just put it in context of recipes. What's the joy? What joy is there if you don't share the recipes for especially it's something to be proud of, if the word gets out, of Indian curries and all everything. If anything, it's something to be proud of. Like, hey, she's making a move, bringing up the name of the community that has been taking a lot of backlash, especially in this country. Like,
Yeah, actually, you're right. She's
Yeah.
doing a better job at that than anyone else I can think of.
yeah, honestly,
It's
just
such a good thing. Instead of the same, she wants to not just she's doing a good job at not just sharing knowledge, but also bringing out a good image of the Indian community.
yeah.
And it is the same Indians who are going and fighting her. Like, come on, lah, like.
I don't know lah.
That's just the whole thing about Indians. Like, we'll talk about that in a whole other episode. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that all Indians are bad. This is just a small group of
A
people.
small group of people, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, big shout out to her. We're super proud. She just passed 500,000 subscribers. Honestly, it's been like amazing just seeing her grow. And
Lots of
that's
love,
that's
lots of
yeah, lots of love. And that's the kind of community that you and I aspire to have surround us. The community that lifts people up instead of competing. That if you do well, like, help the others do well as well. Like, it's just very amazing. It's just very nice love.
we raise each other up.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is something that this is before we end the podcast, as we're hitting the 19-minute
Right.
mark of the episode. This is something
Yeah.
that I would like to share, because it's something that I came across today on my friend Hilmi's Instagram story. Shout out to Hilmi. So my friend Hilmi is a barber. He started off as a barber a few years ago, and he pursued that passion full of heart, and now he's gone somewhere, and he's still climbing, and he said the friends and family who are close to you, who give you support, they're great, at the end of the day, when at the end of it all, when you finally accomplish something, or if you finally accomplish something, they will sit at the table with you to share all the luxury that you have managed to achieve. But there's something about the people who you don't know, the so-called strangers who give you the support, you know.
Yeah.
They support you with the mindset that they're never going to get back anything in return. They won't end up at the table with you enjoying those luxuries with you, but they still support you. So he gave a shout out to those strangers for being people who are supportive of someone who you don't even know. You just want to see them succeed. You just want to see them grow, regardless of whether you achieve anything in return. And I thought that was beautiful.
Dude, you're giving me like goosebumps, dude. You're actually giving me goosebumps. Yes, and you know, to anybody who's watching
all those
this,
people, we
Yeah.
thank you. We thank you. If we don't know you and you are helping us out, to those who even we know you and you know us, thank
Yeah.
you too. Like,
Thank
we really
you.
appreciate all your support.
I think it's beautiful end of an episode. So shout out to everybody like that we mentioned. Honestly, y'all are doing great things. We wanted this episode to be something positive. Again and again we come back to it. We are just two optimists put together. We can't help but be nothing but optimists in the situation. But again, thank you so much if you've made it this far. We are very grateful. 13 episodes, a lot more to go. Looking forward to it. Take care.
Yes.
Love you. Till tomorrow.
Love you guys.
Cheers.